Hi guys, welcome back to Guinea's Lab. Today we've got a quick little teardown of one of these cheap compact fluorescent lamps. This thing made a quite a loud banging noise and then fizzled and hissed at me, so we're gonna pull this apart here and see what we've got. And it's actually a trick I learned from EEV blog here. Get these kind of ultrasonic welded cases like this to pop open, just to kind of tap it around the edges. Let's see what I can do without breaking the bulb itself here. Yeah. Get a way to pry it. So I just kind of wanted to pop this thing open and see if my suspicions are correct. My money's on a lot of these have these really cheap electrolytic capacitors in them, and my money's on one of those capacitors. I think this is more or less going to require some prying. Knife blade out. See if I can coax it open that way. So I'm sure there's a few of you just screaming for blood right now. Just waiting for me to make that one slip. Which is surprisingly well put together. Oh, there we go. We've got some separation here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, okay. So, see that? It was not ultrasonically welded. It was actually kind of clipped together. So let's see. That's interesting. I actually made a... Oh yeah. So that has definitely popped and let out its magic smoke. Look how burned up that board is on there. And they've got they actually shrink wrap the wires. Ooh, you can smell it. Actually shrink wrap the wires going down into the base of the lamp there. So what I might do is in a future video, I might actually take a look at the actual circuit on this and kind of see how these things work. Actually trace it out and figure out how it works. It's PTC, so that's a protection. Another couple of transistors here. Can't tell if that looks like maybe a capacitor. A toroid inductor. Small ceramic capacitor. Metal film capacitor. So L1, so that's an inductor there. You got the household voltage 120 coming in there. And then what I find kind of interesting about these is, see if I can get the camera to focus a little bit closer, is you see right here the fluorescent tube itself isn't actually soldered on. It's, they've actually connected it with wire wrap. It's kind of weird. I don't quite know why they do that. But anyway, there you go. That's what's inside a dead CFL lamp. Honestly, I'm not fond of them. But they're cheaper to run as far as, you know, electricity costs go than an incandescent lamp. But nowadays, there's LED lamps that are widely available. And the chief advantage of them being is that they last longer. They are more expensive, but they last longer. They even last longer than these. These claim to last longer. They don't always. Part of the problem is you've got an electrolytic capacitor right here. These circuits, when they're in use, they tend to heat up quite a bit. And as you can see if I can get a little bit of a close-up shot there. Oh, too close. You can probably see it, hopefully. But as you can see there, you know, on top of that capacitor is bulging out, and you can actually see it split open. I can, from my perspective, I can actually see a little bit of the guts inside that thing. So what happens is this gets hot. You can see this is how dark that board is. It's practically burned out. It's so dark. And so it heats up. These guys, what's the temperature on this? Senecon. Ooh. Well, it's you know, that's one of those, you know, infamous cheap capacitors. It says it's 105 degrees C rated. Maybe. But, you know, I mean, they build these things inexpensively, you know, so they build it down to a price, you know, so you can go to your local supermarket and pick them up for, you know, only a few bucks a pop. But the consequence of that is you get, you know, a device like this capacitor here that just blows its lid when it gets way too hot. You know, this thing probably sat up in there and baked for quite a while before it finally died. But they heat up and they dry off and then dry up, and then once the electrolyte dries up, they heat up even more and eventually they vent. So, you know, I mean, LEDs are now widely available. I don't see why not go to LED. They are more expensive, but they'll last a little longer. So, there you go. Quick lesson on a compact fluorescent lamp. Maybe I'll take a look at the schematic. I don't know. Anyway, Guinea's Lab signing out.